Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I will paint the banner, the map legend and the compass rose for the fantasy map of Buckwild, which I have been working on. I will also talk a little bit about inspiration for world building and fantasy writing. And I will take you with me on my journey to Cornwall and show you a location that inspired me to write one of our books. This is the fantasy map of Buckwild, which is located in Eastern Farraway, where all of our books are set. It is a fantasy world that is inspired by Scandinavian nature, English folklore, and many of my favorite authors, such as J.R.R. Tolkien, Robin Hobb, and Robert Jordan. I have been playing Dungeons & Dragons for more than 25 years, and Eastern Farraway is part of our homebrew fantasy world. It started with that I began making a very simple map to keep track on where our party was going. On the map, I wrote down the locations that we visited, and it became almost like a bullet-pointed journal of our adventures. Later, when I started DMing, I used the map to plot different routes for the group, and also added more information that I got from the players, who got to name towns and regions. With time, the map grew and grew, but sadly we lost the original map during a move. So we then started exploring Western Farraway, and for the last 10 years we are now playing in Eastern Farraway, where all our books are set. A couple of months ago, I travelled to Cornwall, which is located at the southwest corner of England. I took the train since I don't know how to drive, which I'm sure that some people will find a little bit odd. When I first visited Cornwall and the island of St. Michael's Mount, I knew that one day I wanted to write a book about it. And then, many years later, I wrote the adventure Until Death Do Us Part. It is a Gothic mystery for 5e, and it is set on an island with an old castle and an abbey, which can only be reached during the low tide, just like St. Michael's Mount. For me, using real places and locations, as well as reading books about history and legends, is a great way to find inspiration. You can use it as a starting point to build your own story. I would also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel or left a kind comment below. It makes me very happy and it means so much to me, so thank you. When it comes to fantasy writing and world building, I often find that once you start asking logical questions about the things that you've made up, your world will become more and more real. For example, who built the tunnels under the mountains near Oxgate, and for which purpose? Or were the tunnels even built at all? Could it have been the result of a giant purple worm making its way through the mountains? Or have the Dark Elves expanded their territory by using enslaved, kidnapped victims who they forced to build the tunnels? And if so, why did the Drow decided to suddenly expand their territory? And what did the Iron Shield clan have to do with it? Questions like this often form a natural storytelling path where you can continue building your fantasy world by simply asking one question: why? The map of Buckwild is almost finished now, and I'm honestly quite pleased with how it's turning out. Painting the banner of a map is often one of my favorite parts, and I like the way the watercolors make it look like an old folded parchment. Next time I will continue painting the borders and the final part of the map, and I hope that you will join me then. Until then, have a wonderful and creative day, wherever you are.